Hey guys, Chris from Tillman Family Farms. It is a Friday afternoon. Oh gosh, it's got to be 6:30 or so. Finally got some shade from this tree behind me. Put our shade structure out here yesterday. Pigs are doing good. They got hot today. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my plumbing to this tank over here. I'm gonna go ahead and add another tank. But I want to show you guys how I'm doing that. This is another use for an IBC tank. And another contraption that I'm building is another trailer with another tank on it with a pump to be able to fill that tank out of there. So that tank's going to stay out here, 275 gallon IBC tote, and it will gravity feed into a bucket with a float valve. Let me show you how I'm going to do that. So this is one of our normal water barrels. It's got 3 pig nipples in it down low. But what I have done is I've bought a float valve and I have mounted the float valve inside the bucket. So I just drilled 2 holes so I can put the brackets out. So that's what it looks like on the outside. And so what will happen is I have another contraption. Let me see this. Sorry. This goes on the IBC tote. It screws on, it's got a valve on it. So we'll hook a water hose from here to, where's it at? Right there on this float valve. So what happens is water fills up, and it's kind of like the tank on your toilet. It fills up to a certain point, and then it shuts the water off to it. So we're gonna ease out here and set this up and see how this goes. All right, so this is our shade trailer with the tank on it. The tank's full. I filled it up before we brought it out here. If you missed the build on this shade trailer, just back up one video on our channel and it's there. So here there is a really nice valve already on the tank, and it's going to have a lot of pressure. So I'm about to put my piece on there and get a hose, and then get a hose to my tank over here, and we will see how it goes from there. All right, so I'm going to cut down a hose. I thought I had some fittings for that, but I didn't, so I'm going to cut down a hose and make this shorter so it's all one piece. I also think that eventually I'm probably going to put the nipples lower on the barrel, and then I'm going to mount this barrel on the back of this trailer some way so that this all just kind of goes with each other. But float valve is working and filling. We're gravity feeding water from a 275 gallon food grade IBC tote that is strapped down to our shade trailer. And this is hopefully one of the fixes to, well, not a permanent fix, but it's going to help us tremendously with water this far out. We don't have a water source this far out. We don't have any water lines or anything like that. So we've been struggling with how to get water back and forth out here. And if you see that trailer over there has a cut off IBC tote on it. And literally we've been working ourselves to death and bucketing water into those barrels. We had a little pump. There's a generator on the front of that trailer. We had a little pump, the pump died. I got to get another pump because the bucket is gonna kill me. But we're gonna hang out with this barrel and see how long it takes to fill it up. These pigs are hot out here today, man. I mean, it was 102 here in Georgia yesterday, and it was 99 today, and they called that a cooling trend. So I don't know about y'all, but that's not very cool to me. That is how a float valve works. This piece on the bottom, when the water level comes up, it closes it and shuts off the flow of water. I'm about 10 or maybe even 15 minutes into this, and this is going to be a slow process filling from there. I think once it's full though, it'll probably do a pretty good job of keeping itself full. It's going to take it a little while to get filled up. We haven't had a lot of rain here in Georgia over the past month or two, and the pasture that you see behind me is probably one of our worst parts of the pasture. That was one of the biggest reasons we wanted to run the pigs over here, to kind of help loosen up the soil. We've got a group of chickens that we're going to move in to the paddock that they came out of a couple of days ago, and let them do their work in there, and then the chickens are just going to follow the pigs for a while. But hopefully that this process will help this section of ground. We're probably going to be using about, I don't know, about 5 or 6 acres to run these guys across. We're going to run them all the way back that way, and then we're going to bring them all the way back just one section over, keeping the cows and the horses off of it too, so we're letting it grow up in between. But what's also going to happen is all of this is going to benefit from the breaking the soil up and the nutrient from the manure from both the pigs and the chickens. And as we do get rain, hopefully this ground is going to be a lot better, and it's going to grow back a lot better, and then we'll be able to start our rotational graze with cattle over here. And then while they're in these few sections over here, we'll be able to section off other parts of the pasture to keep them out of, to let those grow up. It's going to be a slow process to get us to where these pastures are nice and full, so that we can get a lot more graze per acre than what we have been now. But that is what we're working on. That's the purpose of what we're doing, building the soil, building nutrient in the soil, and that way it can support these animals much better. So we're getting really, really close. So I'm gonna go over this setup real quick with you guys again. If you didn't watch the last video with me building this shade trailer, you may have missed a few things. So I'm gonna go over it with you real quick, and we'll wrap this one up, okay? So the purpose of this really was a shade trailer. We're out in a pasture where the pigs don't have any shade at all. Last paddock, they had a big oak tree. So we thought, what would be the best use for this trailer besides the shade? So we decided to add the IBC tote. And I was gonna build something to get this thing up higher so it would gravity feed well. And then all this feed we buy by the pallet, I got stacks and stacks and stacks of pallets. So I told my wife, I said, I'm just gonna screw these pallets together, which I did. I have screws at each section all the way up. And then this IBC tote is a 275 gallons, and it is strapped down to this trailer with some big military style ratchet straps. And then you can order one of these fancy contraptions right here off of Amazon or eBay, which I got a little leak there. I gotta figure that out. But that was the key to it. So the valve here on the tank works good, opens up, but then you got to control it and swap it over to a water hose. So this is how you would do that. So this piece screws to the tank, and then this one screws to this, and then this screws into this, and then this screws into this, and it all just screws together, if that makes any sense. Anyway, I'm going to eventually put this barrel across here on this trailer, and this hose will be cut down and fittings added to it to make it the correct length, so we don't have all this nasty water hose just kind of hanging out of there. Where are you guys going? But anyhow, that's the gist of it. And it sounds like, oh man, we're so close. So close. Anyway, I'm gonna hang out with this thing and make sure that this valve actually cuts off like it's supposed to. It looks like that's exactly what it's gonna do, because lo and behold, that's what they're made for. But anyhow, we'll hang out with this for a little while and make sure that happens, just so I can sleep good tonight. So guys, that's it for this one. I hope that somebody out there learns from this and is able to put these ideas to use. IBC, people use them for all sorts of stuff. If you want to see some really cool stuff with them, Jordan Green over on Farm Builder has some really cool ideas that he does with these. He makes automatic waters like the Browers. He makes those out of these. He also makes automatic feeders out of these as bulk feeders to replace having to buy one of those for about $2,500 to $3,500. But that's all I got for today. I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't done so, please go down and like and subscribe, share these videos, hit the like button, all that kind of stuff. It really helps out our channel. We're getting really close to that 1,000 mark for subscribers. I think last time I checked, we were like 978, but we'll get there one day. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you in the next one.